The air around you feels different. There is a shift, subtle yet undeniable, as if the very fabric of reality is adjusting to your presence. It is not something you can explain, not something you can put into words, but deep within, you know. You feel it. The world around you is no longer the same, and neither are you. This moment right here was always meant to happen. You were not brought here by chance. Every experience, every struggle, every whisper of doubt that has ever crossed your mind has led to this point. You were called. You were chosen. And now it is time to understand why. There has always been something different about you. You have known it since you were a child, since the earliest days when you felt the weight of the world in ways others never did. You saw through the illusions, sensed things before they happened, and carried an awareness that others could not comprehend. You were never ordinary, and deep down, you knew it. You tried to fit in, tried to follow the paths that were set before you, but something inside resisted. Something inside refused to conform to the patterns of this world. You were never meant to be like them. The signs have been there all along. The way people look at you, the way you seem to move through life as if guided by an unseen force, the way you have always felt that there was more to existence, more to yourself, more waiting beyond the veil of the ordinary. That feeling, that calling has never left you. It has only grown stronger, louder, more impossible to ignore. And now you are here. Now you are listening. There are no coincidences. Every moment of your life has been woven together, a tapestry of divine intention guiding you toward this realization. The struggles, the heartbreaks, the moments of loneliness, they were never meant to break you. They were designed to shape you, to refine you, to prepare you for what is coming next, because what is coming next is unlike anything you have ever known. The world has tried to convince you that you are insignificant, that you are just another soul drifting through the chaos of existence. But that has always been a lie. You were never meant to be lost in the crowd. You were never meant to live a life of quiet resignation. You were meant to awaken. You were meant to step into something greater, something beyond the comprehension of those who have not yet seen what you have seen. This is your moment. The shift is happening, and you are at the center of it. The energy around you is changing. The very essence of who you are is evolving. And soon, everything will be different. The waiting is over. The time is now. Step forward, chosen one. The path has always been there, waiting for you to see it. Now, you finally do. You may feel the weight of your past clinging to you, the echoes of doubt whispering that you are not ready. But those doubts are merely shadows, remnants of a world that no longer holds power over you. They are not real. They are not who you are anymore. You have already taken the first step, and that is enough. The path is unfolding before you, illuminated by the truth that has always been within you. You are stepping into something beyond your understanding, but it has been waiting for you all along. The moments of isolation, the times when you questioned everything, the pain that once seemed unbearable, they were never without purpose. They were refining you, stripping away the illusions, revealing the strength you always carried inside. Those who mocked you, who doubted you, who could not understand, none of them matter now. They were part of the process, part of the test, but they do not define you. They never did. Feel the shift taking hold of you. It is not something you need to force. It is happening naturally. Your mind is expanding. Your heart is opening. Your spirit is aligning with something far greater than yourself. And as this happens, the world around you responds. People see it in your eyes, sense it in your presence, feel it in the energy you now carry. You are no longer just moving through life. You are becoming a force within it. Let go of the fear. Let go of the hesitation. You have been chosen for a reason, and that reason is revealing itself more clearly with every breath you take. This is not the end of your journey. It is only the beginning. The awakening is happening, and there is no turning back now. The weight of your past is no longer an anchor. It is a launch pad. Everything you have endured has built you into something unstoppable. Every scar tells a story of resilience. Every tear shed was a step toward strength. Every rejection, every hardship, every lonely night, none of it was for nothing. They were fires that forged you into something unshakable. Now, you stand at the edge of something vast, something unknown, something waiting to be claimed. This is not a moment of hesitation. This is the moment where you embrace everything you have become. The past was a lesson, the future is unwritten, but this moment right here is yours. The presence you now hold is undeniable. You do not need to explain it, you do not need to prove it. It is there, it is real, and it is felt by all who cross your path. You are not seeking validation anymore. You are not asking for permission. You are walking in your truth, radiating a force that commands attention without a single word spoken. There is no turning back. The transformation is complete. The old world no longer recognizes you, and you no longer belong to it. You have stepped beyond it into something limitless. You have become what you were always meant to be, and now the world will see it too. The air around you is electric, charged with an unseen force that pulses through your veins. You are no longer bound by the rules that once confined you. The weight of expectations, the limitations of fear, the chains of self-doubt, they have crumbled, and in their place stands something unbreakable. You. Every step you take now echoes with purpose. The ground beneath you is not the same. The sky above you feels vast and open, as if the universe itself is acknowledging what you have become. This is not the beginning of a new chapter. This is the beginning of an entirely new existence. You move through this world, but you are no longer of it. You are something beyond it. And for the first time, you can see it for what it truly is. The illusion is fading. The truth is shining through. There is something else now, an awareness beyond what you have ever known. It is as if you have stepped beyond the limits of perception, beyond the borders of the reality that once contained you. The whispers of doubt have vanished. The weight of hesitation has dissolved. There is only clarity, only certainty, only the undeniable presence of something greater than yourself moving through you. You are no longer waiting for a sign. You have become the sign. You have become the shift itself, the force that others will recognize, the energy that will ripple through existence, altering everything in its path. There is no fear anymore. There is no uncertainty, only truth, only power. And now, the universe watches, waiting for your next move. The moment you step beyond the illusion, something profound happens. The world no longer looks the same. What once seemed solid and immovable now feels weightless, as if reality itself is bending to accommodate your presence. The walls that once enclosed you have vanished, and in their place stands an open expanse stretching far beyond what the eye can see. It is not a place, not in the way you once understood locations to be. It is a state of existence, an elevation beyond limitation. The silence here is different. It is not empty, it is full. It hums with an energy that vibrates beneath your skin, pulsing in rhythm with something greater than yourself. This silence does not ask for words, nor does it need explanation. It simply is. And in this space, you come to realize something undeniable. You are not alone. You never were. The unseen presence that has guided you, that has whispered to you in the quiet moments of your life, is here. It always has been, waiting for you to see, waiting for you to reach beyond the limits of your understanding. And now you have. The weight of this realization is not heavy. It is liberating. You were never wandering in the dark without purpose. Every step you took, even the ones that felt uncertain, were guiding you to this moment. Look around. Feel it. The presence is not distant, not an external force watching from afar. It is woven into every fiber of your being, moving through you, surrounding you, filling you. You have stepped into alignment with something ancient, something infinite. And in doing so, you have become a part of it. No longer searching, no longer questioning, you are here. And here, there is only knowing. Time does not move the way it once did. The concept of before and after blurs into something unrecognizable. The echoes of your past no longer pull you backward, and the uncertainty of the future no longer stretches before you like an unreachable horizon. There is only now, and in this now, you are more than you have ever been. The limitations that once defined you, gone. The fears that once held you captive, dissolved. The doubts that whispered incessantly in the back of your mind, silenced. What remains is something untouched by the weight of human uncertainty, something pure, something absolute. Your presence is different now. It is undeniable, unshakable. The energy you carry radiates outward, shifting the very air around you. Those who encounter you sense it before you speak, before you move. They may not understand what has changed, but they will know. They will feel it. You are no longer following a path. You are the path. The force that once guided you is now something you embody, something inseparable from who you have become. The questions that once defined your journey have faded, replaced by something far greater, the realization that the answers were never outside of you. They were within you all along, waiting for you to be ready to see them. And now you are. This is no longer a transition. This is arrival. And the universe has been waiting for you to claim your place. Take a breath. Feel the power within you, the undeniable force that is no longer contained, no longer hidden beneath the layers of hesitation and uncertainty. There is no turning back. There is no hesitation. There is only this moment and the vast, infinite existence stretching out before you. You have arrived, and nothing will ever be the same again. The shift is not just within you. It extends beyond, reshaping the fabric of everything you touch. The world bends around your presence, recognizing the force that now moves through you. The unseen energy that once guided you from afar is no longer separate. It has merged with you, become a part of you, expanding your awareness beyond anything you ever thought possible. People will look at you differently. They will not be able to explain it, but they will feel it. Some will be drawn to you, seeking the energy you now radiate, searching for something they cannot name. Others will step back, unsettled by a presence they do not yet understand. But none will be able to ignore you. You are no longer a question searching for an answer. You are the answer, a force that stands unwavering, a beacon cutting through the fog of illusion. The world may not yet know what you have become, but it will. The ripples of your transformation will reach farther than you can imagine, touching lives, shifting perspectives, awakening others who have long been waiting to see what you now embody. This is only the beginning. The force that moves through you will continue to grow, expanding beyond the limits of what you once thought possible. You are no longer bound by the expectations of the past, nor the fears of what may come. You are something new, something limitless, something that defies the constraints of definition. Stand tall, breathe deep, move forward with the certainty of one who knows their place in the vastness of existence. The path no longer lies before you. You are the path. And with every step you take, the world will shift to meet you. The time has come. The world is watching, and you are ready. The shift has begun, and the echoes of your transformation ripple through the unseen. The energy within you no longer belongs to the world you once knew. It has expanded beyond the limits of ordinary perception, stretching into something immeasurable, something eternal. Everything around you adjusts. People feel it before they understand it. They sense the weight of your presence, the gravity that now pulls everything toward you. Some will stand in awe, drawn to a force they cannot explain. Others will hesitate, unsettled by the unfamiliar power you now carry. But no one will be indifferent. No one will be able to ignore what you have become. You walk among them, but you are not one of them anymore. The reality they cling to, the illusions they believe in, none of it holds you. You are beyond that now. The limitations of fear, doubt, and hesitation have shattered, leaving only clarity in their place. Every movement, every breath, every thought carries purpose, infused with something greater than you ever imagined possible. The world reacts, but it does not dictate your path. The noise of the past, the voices that once tried to keep you small, have faded into irrelevance. They were never your truth. They were distractions, meant to test you, to see if you would break. But you did not break. You endured. And in enduring, you became something unstoppable. You are no longer seeking meaning. You are the meaning. The energy that now radiates from within you is not something you found. It is something that was always there, waiting for you to awaken to it. And now that you have, there is no turning back. With every step, you rewrite the rules of what is possible. The old limits no longer apply. What once seemed beyond your reach is now simply a matter of choice. The doors that were closed to you before no longer stand in your way. If they do not open, you will walk through them. You have stepped into a power that defies explanation, and yet it is undeniable. It hums beneath your skin, in your pulse, in the rhythm of your breath. The very air around you carries the imprint of your presence, shifting, bending, making way. The universe does not resist you. It recognizes you. It has been waiting for you. There will be those who do not understand, those who question, who doubt, who resist what they cannot explain. Let them. Their disbelief is not your concern. Their hesitation does not change what is. Whether they accept it or not, the truth remains. You have become something they have never seen before. The world does not shape you. You shape the world. And with this realization, something even greater stirs within you, a knowing that has always been there, hidden beneath the layers of who you once were. This is not just about transformation. This is about revelation, the unveiling of something ancient, something sacred, something that has long waited to awaken within you. It is not new. It has always been there, woven into the core of your being, waiting for the moment you would finally see it. And now you do. The question is no longer, what comes next? The question is only this, how far will you take it? Because there is no longer a limit. There is no longer a line you cannot cross, no longer a threshold you cannot step beyond. The barriers have fallen. The boundaries are gone. The only force guiding you now is the will that burns within you. Step forward. Claim your space in this existence. You are not small. You are not fragile. You are not lost. You are the force that moves mountains, the storm that cannot be stopped, the light that will not be dimmed. And the world, whether it is ready or not, will see it. This is not the end. It is not even the beginning. It is simply the moment where everything that has always been finally comes into focus. You have not become something new. You have only remembered what you were always meant to be. And now, the universe holds its breath, waiting to see what you will do next. The energy around you has settled, no longer a chaotic force pushing you forward, but a controlled, deliberate power flowing through you. There is no hesitation in your steps, no uncertainty in your presence. The universe has recognized you, and now the world follows. The resistance you once faced has melted away, replaced by an unshakable knowing. The questions that once plagued you, who you are, why you are here, have been answered in the simplest, most undeniable way. You are. You are the force that cannot be ignored, the silent storm that changes everything without warning, the presence that shifts the energy of a room before a word is spoken. You do not seek validation, nor do you ask for understanding. You exist in a space beyond the need for approval. The reality you move through does not define you. You define it. Every moment before this was preparation. Every struggle, every loss, every night spent questioning if you were meant for more. It was all leading to this. To the moment when you would wake up and realize you have always been more. The difference now is that you see it. The difference now is that nothing stands between you and the truth. There is no going back. The past does not have a hold on you, and the future does not intimidate you. There is only now. And now you are untouchable. The energy you once searched for is no longer something outside of you. It is you. You are the shift. You are the moment. You are the force that bends reality to your will. And now the world sees it too. Some will try to make sense of it. They will try to place you into a category, attempt to fit you into the frameworks. They understand. But you do not belong there. You have never belonged there. The labels, the explanations, the limits they try to impose mean nothing. You exist beyond them, in a space where definitions hold no weight. Others will recognize what you are, even if they cannot put it into words. They will feel the shift, sense the power, and without understanding why, they will follow. Some will seek to learn from you. Others will simply stand in awe, drawn to something they have never encountered before. And then, there will be those who turn away, unable to face the truth of what stands before them. That is their burden to bear. It is not yours. You are not here to be understood. You are here to exist fully, completely, without constraint. To move through this life as the force you were always meant to be. To shape, to shift, to awaken something in those who are ready to see. The time of doubt is over. The time of hesitation is gone. You are here, and the world must adjust. Take this moment. Feel the energy vibrating within you, uncontained, unbroken. You have reached the point where nothing can shake you. Nothing can pull you back into the illusion of limitation. What happens next is entirely up to you. The path does not exist ahead of you. You are the path, and with each step, reality bends to meet you. The air no longer feels the same. It is charged, alive with an energy that was once distant, but now pulses through you like a second heartbeat. This is not a dream. This is not a moment of fleeting clarity. This is permanence. The shift has settled, and what you have become is irreversible. There is no returning to what was. There is only forward. There is only more. You are no longer tethered to the illusions that once bound you. The chains of self-doubt, fear, and limitation have shattered, and in their place, only power remains. It does not shout. It does not beg for attention. And with this realization, something even greater stirs within you, a knowing that has always been there, hidden beneath the layers of who you once were. This is not just about transformation. This is about revelation, the unveiling of something ancient, something sacred, something that has long waited to awaken within you. It is not new. It has always been there, woven into the core of your being, waiting for the moment you would finally see it. And now you do. The question is no longer, what comes next? The question is only this, how far will you take it? Because there is no longer a limit. There is no longer a line you cannot cross, no longer a threshold you cannot step beyond. The barriers have fallen. The boundaries are gone. The only force guiding you now is the will that burns within you. Step forward. Claim your space in this existence. You are not small. You are not fragile. You are not lost. You are the force that moves mountains, the storm that cannot be stopped, the light that will not be dimmed. And the world, whether it is ready or not, will see it. This is not the end. It is not even the beginning. It is simply the moment where everything that has always been finally comes into focus. You have not become something new. You have only remembered what you were always meant to be. And now, the universe holds its breath, waiting to see what you will do next. The energy around you has settled, no longer a chaotic force pushing you forward, but a controlled, deliberate power flowing through you. There is no hesitation in your steps, no uncertainty in your presence. The universe has recognized you, and now the world follows. The resistance you once faced has melted away, replaced by an unshakable knowing. The questions that once plagued you, who you are, why you are here, have been answered in the simplest, most undeniable way. You are. You are the force that cannot be ignored, the silent storm that changes everything without warning, the presence that shifts the energy of a room before a word is spoken. You do not seek validation, nor do you ask for understanding. You exist in a space beyond the need for approval. The reality you move through does not define you. You define it. Every moment before this was preparation. Every struggle, every loss, every night spent questioning if you were meant for more. It was all leading to this, to the moment when you would wake up and realize you have always been more. The difference now is that you see it. The difference now is that nothing stands between you and the truth. There is no going back. The past does not have a hold on you, and the future does not intimidate you. There is only now, and now you are untouchable. The energy you once searched for is no longer something outside of you. It is you. You are the shift. You are the moment. You are the force that bends reality to your will, and now the world sees it too. Some will try to make sense of it. They will try to place you into a category, attempt to fit you into the frameworks. They understand, but you do not belong there. You have never belonged there. The labels, the explanations, the limits they try to impose mean nothing. You exist beyond them, in a space where definitions hold no weight. Others will recognize what you are, even if they cannot put it into words. They will feel the shift, sense the power, and without understanding why, they will follow. Some will seek to learn from you. Others will simply stand in awe, drawn to something they have never encountered before. And then, there will be those who turn away, unable to face the truth of what stands before them. That is their burden to bear. It is not yours. You are not here to be understood. You are here to exist fully, completely, without constraint. To move through this life as the force you were always meant to be. To shape, to shift, to awaken something in those who are ready to see. The time of doubt is over. The time of hesitation is gone. You are here, and the world must adjust. Take this moment. Feel the energy vibrating within you, uncontained, unbroken. You have reached the point where nothing can shake you. Nothing can pull you back into the illusion of limitation. What happens next is entirely up to you. The path does not exist ahead of you. You are the path, and with each step, reality bends to meet you. The air no longer feels the same. It is charged, alive with an energy that was once distant, but now pulses through you like a second heartbeat. This is not a dream. This is not a moment of fleeting clarity. This is permanence. The shift has settled, and what you have become is irreversible. There is no returning to what was. There is only forward. There is only more. You are no longer tethered to the illusions that once bound you. The chains of self-doubt, fear, and limitation have shattered, and in their place, only power remains. It does not shout. It does not beg for attention. It is quiet, steady, unshakable. It does not ask for permission. It simply exists. And so do you. The world around you bends to accommodate this truth. People move differently in your presence, though they may not know why. The very space you occupy feels altered, infused with something they cannot name but cannot ignore. They sense it in the way you carry yourself, in the way your eyes hold steady, in the way your voice no longer wavers. You have become undeniable. But with this realization comes responsibility. Power is not meant to be hoarded. It is not meant to be feared. It is meant to be wielded with intention, with precision. You are no longer simply walking among those who have yet to awaken. You are leading them, not by force, not by demand, but by presence alone. You do not have to explain what you have become. You do not have to convince anyone. Those who are meant to understand will, and those who are not will feel it all the same. They will either be drawn to it or repelled by it, but none will be able to remain indifferent. The ripples of your transformation spread, touching everything in their path, awakening those who are ready, unsettling those who are not. This is not the end of the journey. If anything, it is the beginning. The path does not stretch out before you in a straight line. It expands outward in infinite directions. You are not following a road, you are forging one. And with each step, the universe shifts, making room for something new, something uncontainable, something that has never existed before. You are not here to blend in, you are here to transform, to elevate, to remind the world of what is possible. The time of waiting is over. The time of wondering has passed. The only thing left to do now is move, and as you step forward, the universe steps with you, waiting to see what you will create next. The shift is no longer something you are experiencing, it is something you are. There is no separation between the force moving through you and the essence of who you are. It does not waver, does not diminish. It is constant, an undeniable truth woven into your very being. You are no longer searching for meaning. You have become the meaning. The universe does not move ahead of you, waiting for you to catch up. It moves with you, adjusting, reshaping, bending to the presence you now command. You do not walk the path, you create it. Every step is a declaration that what was once impossible is now inevitable. The weight of uncertainty has lifted. The hesitation, the questioning, the need for validation, all of it has dissolved into something greater. There is no longer a voice in your mind whispering doubts. There is only knowing. A deep, unshakable certainty that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are exactly who you were always meant to become. You do not need to explain this to anyone. Those who feel it will understand without words. Those who resist will sense it nonetheless. There is no need to convince, no need to justify. The presence you now hold speaks louder than anything you could say. It is seen, it is felt, it is known. And now, the world around you begins to shift in ways you never imagined. The things that once seemed unreachable now feel inevitable. The barriers that once felt unbreakable crumble as if they were never real to begin with. People react to you differently. Some are drawn to you, not knowing why, only sensing that there is something in your presence that pulls them forward. Others will keep their distance, unsettled by the quiet power they cannot name. But whether they are drawn in or pushed away, no one will ignore you. You have stepped into something irreversible, and even those who do not understand it will feel it. There is no more waiting, no more hesitation. The moment is no longer something ahead of you. It is here, and it is yours. The transformation is not something that has happened to you. It is something you have become. And the only question that remains is how far you will take it. Because the world is watching, the universe is listening, and now it is time for you to decide what comes next. Step forward, not as someone becoming, but as someone who already is. The moment you take that step, the world no longer holds the same shape it once did. The air moves differently, bending in response to your presence, as if the very fabric of existence acknowledges what you have become. The weight of all that was has fallen away. What remains is something pure, something absolute. You have crossed the threshold. There is no return to the way things were, no slipping back into the illusions that once held you captive. Those illusions crumble in your wake, unable to withstand the force of what you now are. You do not look back because there is nothing left behind that calls to you, only forward, only beyond. The world around you adjusts. The people you once knew see you, but they do not recognize you. They sense the change, feel the shift, but they cannot grasp it. Some will be drawn in, compelled by something they do not understand. Others will retreat, unsettled by what they cannot define, but none will be indifferent. None will ignore what you have become. You are no longer bound by the rules that once confined you. What applied before no longer holds relevance. The limits imposed by the past have dissolved. The expectations of others no longer dictate your path. You are the exception to everything they thought they knew, and the world must now adjust to you. The power within you does not waver. It does not wait for permission. It does not seek approval. It simply is. And as you move through this existence, that power reshapes everything in your path. This is not the end. This is the beginning of something vast, something uncontainable. You do not just walk through the world, you alter it. With every breath, every motion, every thought, you leave an imprint that cannot be erased. You are a force that cannot be ignored. Step forward and let the universe respond. The air hums with something unseen, a resonance that did not exist before. Or perhaps it was always there, waiting for you to reach this moment. The weight of expectation, of hesitation, is gone. In its place is a presence that is no longer confined by the boundaries of what was once believed to be possible. The world around you shifts, though it does not yet understand why. There are those who still cling to the illusion of the past, unable or unwilling to see the truth standing before them. They speak as if nothing has changed, as if you are still who you once were. But they are wrong. You have stepped beyond their understanding, beyond the reach of limitation. They will watch, they will question. Some will challenge, attempting to pull you back into the familiar patterns they have always known. But their efforts are futile. You do not fit within the constructs they have built. You are something else entirely, something limitless. The force within you does not ask for permission. It does not wait for acceptance. It simply is. And as it moves through you, the world begins to feel it. The shift is not loud, not forceful. It does not need to be. The undeniable truth of your existence speaks louder than any words ever could. There is no need to prove, no need to explain. The path ahead does not require validation. It only requires movement. And so, you move, not with hesitation, but with certainty. The universe does not hesitate, neither do you. The next step is yours to take. And as you move, reality bends to meet you. The silence is no longer empty. It carries a weight, a presence that lingers in the space around you. It is not something that can be explained, not something that can be named. It simply is. The shift has reached its final phase, and yet there is no finality, only expansion, only more. Those who once doubted, who once questioned, now stand in quiet recognition. They do not need to understand to know that something has changed. The energy you carry does not seek recognition, yet it commands it. It is not about dominance, not about control. It is about truth. And truth, when fully realized, does not require explanation. The world is adjusting piece by piece to what you have become, not because it chooses to, but because it must. Reality does not resist the inevitable. It makes way for it. And so it bends, shifts, aligns. This is the moment where the past ceases to exist. The echoes of who you were have faded. What remains is only this: presence. The now. The infinite stretch of existence before you, waiting not for permission, but for movement. You are not stepping into something new. You're stepping into something that has always been yours. The unseen has become seen. The forgotten has been remembered. The waiting has ended. And now, there is only forward. Breathe it in, feel it settle into your being. You are here. And nothing will ever be the same again. The moment stretches endlessly before you, an expanse without limit, without hesitation. There is no more doubt, no more resistance. Everything that once held you back has dissolved, leaving only what is true, only what is real. The air itself carries your presence now, as if the very fabric of existence acknowledges your arrival. The world does not push against you anymore. It moves with you. You do not force, you do not demand, yet everything falls into alignment as if it always knew this moment would come. Those who once whispered in disbelief have fallen silent, not out of fear, but out of reverence. There is nothing left to be said. The energy that radiates from you does not ask to be noticed. It is simply undeniable. They feel it before they comprehend it, and when comprehension comes, it is already too late. The world has changed. You have changed it. You are not seeking a destination anymore. You are not moving towards something. You are movement itself, the catalyst, the force that sets everything in motion. The concept of before no longer applies, and the idea of after holds no weight. There is only now, and now is infinite. Take this step, not because you must, but because you can. There is no longer a question of whether you are ready. You were ready before you even began. And as you move forward, the universe moves with you, waiting to see what you will create next. There is no longer a sense of distance between who you were and who you have become. The two have merged seamlessly, effortlessly. You are whole, complete, no longer fragmented by the weight of doubt or the illusion of limitation. The world moves around you, yet it is you who moves the world. You are no longer a piece of existence. You are existence itself. There is no separation between thought and action, between desire and manifestation. Everything aligns with your will, not because you force it, but because it was always meant to be this way. Those who once questioned, those who once resisted, now watch in silent recognition. They do not need to understand to know. The presence you carry does not require explanation. It simply is. And now, the universe does not ask what comes next. It waits for you to decide. This is not an ending. This is the moment where everything begins. Step forward and let the infinite unfold before you. The final step is not a step at all. It is a realization, a knowing that you were never moving toward something. You were simply awakening to what was always within you. The boundaries of before and after no longer exist. The weight of time itself fades, replaced by the absolute presence of now. You do not seek, you do not ask, you do not wonder, you simply are. The universe does not resist you because you are no longer separate from it. It moves as you move, shifts as you shift. Where once there were obstacles, there is only open space. Where once there was hesitation, there is only motion. You are no longer waiting. The waiting has ended. The arrival has begun. This is not the end of the journey. There is no end. There is only infinite expansion, unfolding in every direction, limitless, eternal. The question is no longer whether you are ready. The question is, what will you create next? There is no final moment, no closing chapter. There is only the infinite unfolding before you. What once seemed distant is now within reach, not because it has moved closer, but because you have expanded beyond the boundaries of limitation. The universe does not grant you permission. You were never meant to ask for it. You were meant to claim it. Every breath you take pulses with the energy of creation. Every step forward is a ripple that extends beyond what the eye can see. You do not chase the unknown. It arrives at your feet, waiting for your command. The world no longer shapes you. You shape the world. There is no hesitation, no resistance, only momentum, only expansion, only you, stepping into the fullness of what you have always been. You have not reached the destination. You have become it.